Welcome, one and all. This is the Peace Dealer. I just downed a whole beer. I was debating whether I should drink it live because I figured if you just saw me chucking beer live, that might take away from my professionalism. But then my Gemini's like, I'm a professional? It's all good because my Capricorn moon is like, you're goddamn right. So I'm still working on these internal dilemmas. But first of all, I want to bring in and start this chat by thanking you very profoundly. I know some of y'all want to know what I drank. I didn't even see it in the live chat. I could hear it. Modelo Especial. All right. I'm not endorsed by them, but I just had to let you know how I'm living. Anyway, it is what it is. I really do want to thank y'all for all the support that y'all give me. I really almost hope at this point it sounds superficial. I almost want you to think that I'm saying thank you just to gain your just to psychologically make you like me, but I'm so serious, okay? Like, as a Capricorn moons understand this. Like, for me, like, expressing how I feel, I don't want to do this. Like, when I say I love y'all, when I say I'm thankful for y'all, I don't really like to do this. Like, I like to keep this within me. Like, I want to privately reflect, like, wow, y'all are awesome. So I feel a little bit vulnerable when I say stuff like this because, like, I don't say it like that. I love you guys. I just be like, I'm appreciative of you. And I don't want it to sound like it's not that heartwarming. For those of you who like the shirt, this is a collective out of El Paso, Texas, Rare Individuals. If you really like, creative, artistic music and hip hop, you'll really dig them. So Rare Individuals, really dope group. I'm working on an EP with one of the producers, and I'm going to drop an astrology related EP. So if you're excited about that, it's going to be called The Eighth House. Much love to the 8th houses and Scorpios. That's going to be the first EP of the astrology series that I dropped. So regardless, this is about the cosmic sexual revolution that's upon us. This is one of the only few areas of life that is not affected by the spiritual war. And that's how I know Scorpio is on point. Because so many facets of your life are being fought over spiritually. Scorpio made sure they did not touch the sexuality. Even though, Re-Easy, the EP isn't dropped, but I will let y'all know. Even though sexuality is being used to distort and tempt people, your sexuality is one of the keys through this, okay? So if when I say sexual and sexuality, you're thinking physical intercourse, then we're going to expand your mind on how you could express sexuality outside of the physical. Pisces, Capricorn, Aquarius, they're able to experience sex at a mental level or energetically. And this is really the age we're headed into. Especially those of you astral projecting and lucid dreamings and getting your sexual frustrations out in the dream realm. Like, there's some people who got it like that. Like, they could literally, ooh, Margaret Motherell. Hold on, I got a clap for you. I just got the district attorney of Philadelphia put in prison. I need to clap for you. We've been talking about that in our readings. See, for those of you who don't know, we talk about real stuff. When you get a reading with me, we talk about real stuff. That's a huge accomplishment. This woman was out here on the front lines fighting against government establishment. She an Aries, she a real revolutionary. And I really love to see that justice came on your side. Well done. I am almost tearing up. This is really good. So anyway, some of y'all astral project, you know what I'm saying? and or you lucid dream and then you have sex with who you want to, because you can do that in your dreams. It's a great way to get through sexual frustration, or just, you know, connect with people sexually in the dream. So regardless, what's very important, Apollodite is extending out his wish power. I'm gonna vouch Apollodite is legit. Leo with the Pisces moon. But anyway, you know, when it comes to this cosmic sexual revolution, Jupiter in Scorpio is going to change the game. All right. Now, don't think I have a Scorpio DC, so I'm very seductive. I'm very sexual. A lot of people think that I'm very, you know, I could really, like, you know, take that dark side. A lot of people think I have a lot of sex. A lot of people think that I flirt and have millions of women. Well, not millions, but I talk to a lot of women in my inbox, even though, you know, it's dry because I don't really entertain it like that. But my Scorpio DC doesn't unlock unless I'm in a relationship. So I've never been in a relationship. So my sexual side is not going to unlock until I'm in a relationship. Taurus risings, you get me. Like, you have the 6th house Libra cusp. Like, once you're in a relationship, you're going to transform. And then maybe it'll come out. But that's the sacrifice, right? Like, you get in a relationship and then this power comes out, and then it's like, oh, well, now I have to focus on that one person instead of, you know, share with others, which I had Taurus Venus, so it's all good. I could be loyal to one person because, you know, integrity. But anyway, y'all, this is important because, you know, I have that like persona, or people just kind of think I'm more sexual than I am. My mom taught me that I shouldn't have sex before marriage. So she did not talk to me about talking to women. I grew up with nothing but women. And then my dad, the only advice he gave me was, Mike, if you have sex, use a condom. Totally polite, like totally different. Like, well, my mom and dad told me we're different. So I grew up with no knowledge of how to date, how to talk to people, how to be in relationships. My mom laughs. Like, I was like, so did you have any boyfriends when you grew up? My mom was like, well, you don't do boyfriends and girlfriends. You just get married. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have no experience. I was that dude. I'm going to say this live on camera. I was that dude, Mr. Sheltered. Like, I had to look up pickup artist books. All right. When I was in 2011, 2012, 2007, a Libra put me on. Like, I was working in McDonald's in Kansas, and the Libra was like, have you ever heard of Mystery? You know, and we would go to the mall and we would try and do that pickup line stuff. And that was the only experience I had. Like, I actually had to, and it's very common for women to read books on, like, oh, how to get with this man. But like, it's really shunned upon when a man has to look up, like, oh, you have to read that book. You have to read that book to do that, which I can understand because experience is everything. And I would read these books that would tell me how to control and manipulate the situation, which would never work. And the thing is, I would never like practice it. I would read all these books, and then when it comes to executing it, I would be too lazy. I wouldn't even do it. I would just be like, oh. So it was just a waste of time. But it did put me on to something, and it did teach me how we're segueing out of the fakeness. One key feature of these books, you know, written by men who also didn't necessarily have that experience, because those who are natural at this, whether they're a man or a woman, because I'm going to say this once and I'm going to say this now, there's no better seducer than women. Women are the ultimate seducers. Like, we get this from women. They naturally get it, okay? Like, Capricorn, like Scorpio risings are seducers. Scorpio rising are seducers, and even Scorpios. And it was a Capricorn who taught me this, all right? Shout out to Dominic. I don't know if he's watching this live, but I had to call him. I was like, yo, there's this Capricorn chick. She had a Scorpio rising, and like, she was just so on point, because she wouldn't necessarily try and hit on me, but she was seducing me. You know how a woman will seduce you like a little, and then she is a Capricorn, so she'll like play with me a little bit. She'll just be like, oh, I could totally like pull his heartstrings. Like, and let me tell you how dope it was. So like, I would be walking down the stairs, and then she would like subtly like come close enough so that our skin is touching, and then I didn't know if I was being weird. So I talked to my Scorpio friend, and my Scorpio friend was just like, oh my gosh, you're screwed, bro. She's goddess tier. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. She just wants to see you squirm. She don't even like you for real. And that's when I was like, seduction is for real. So anyway, regardless, I don't want to project on her because like it's not her fault that I couldn't really control myself, even though I hate you Scorpio risings, because when you just look in your eyes, it's just like you get mesmerized. But regardless, this cosmic sexual revolution has everything to do with a new phase of connecting sexually with people sincerely. Gone are the days where you're having sex to fulfill an urge. It's fading away. Jupiter in Scorpio is going to really very profoundly help you. And I'm going to do like a Jupiter and Scorpio webinar, but this is getting ready for Jupiter and Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to really profoundly and powerfully get to a place where we can just be ourselves and connect because of the energetic advancements of evolution. I love Sagittarius because Sagittarius doesn't hide anything. Like a Sagittarius with a Taurus moon, both of these people had Taurus moons, a Sagittarius with a Taurus moon and a Scorpio rising. She's really cool. She taught me the power of my Taurus. And if you have Taurus energy, and the reason why I'm using myself as an example is because I'm a first house sign. So this is how like I can like express these, but like I had just kind of like touched her shoulder, right? And I love that Sagittarius has the courage to express what they feel. And she was just like, oh my God, like she almost like she telegraphed that. Some people hide that. And that's all about sexuality. Sagittarius and Scorpio are very sexual. Sagittarius is, the sexuality has a lot to do with your attitude when you actually express the vulnerability of feeling that sexuality. And I didn't know that like I had an effect like that on people, right? And I'm not saying that to single me out. Everyone has sexual power. Shout out to Bloody Mose that did some research on the Jezebel spirit. Woo! That's very real. The Jezebel spirit is very real. It's common in women, but men have their own version too. But yeah, regardless, you know, I have a bone to pick with Scorpio because I was going to drop some very deep sexual knowledge, and Scorpio was just like, no, you're not. Now, let me go into the Scorpio embargo. My sun is Gemini. My moon is Capricorn, rising Taurus. Let me go into this like embargo because don't think Scorpio is out here trying to make y'all not get the knowledge. Like Scorpio's legit. If I was in Scorpio's shoes, I understand. Because in order for Gemini to fulfill its mission, we have to reveal the truth. And we can reveal, we're the 8th house of Scorpio, so we can uncover all their secrets. But they had to get the divine law courts to shut that stuff up. And I hate it because it's like, in their shoes, I would have to reveal the whole truth. And you know Scorpio. Scorpio has secrets. Scorpio rules secrets. Scorpio has secrets that they would rather the universe get destroyed than get revealed. And I mean that literally. Because the universe is on the line. And I have a mission with Scorpio where it's like, all right, if it's just the two of us, we can save the world. But it comes at a cost. Because I'm going to have to reveal all of Scorpio's secrets. And Scorpio has secrets that will put everyone on blast. Oh my God. Everyone on blast, right? But Life Misspelled, that is why I changed the title indirectly. You know what I'm saying? It's no longer subliminal. Now it has to be cosmic. And it's just like, wow. It's just like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know what I'm saying? Scorpio also has dark secrets where it's like, well, I don't want people to know how frequently I lurk. So if you reveal those secrets, you got to reveal other secrets. So now I have to work with Virgo. And working with Virgo is a less % chance. You know what I'm saying? And Virgo had to let me know, like, yo, Scorpio isn't on the bad side. Because I was like, screw that. Scorpio's evil. They don't want to reveal the secrets. Virgo had to be like, chill. Scorpio has deep secrets. Like, this is sacred to them. Like, you you can't just reveal it. Because Gemini will just reveal stuff insensitively, because with the passion of truth, we think that, you know what I'm saying? The truth is more important than what you want to hide. I still think that, but they think otherwise, and I have to respect that. I have to respect that. Double eye roll. I'm just playing, Scorpio. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Scorpio will kill me. Don't kill me, Scorpio. Don't kill me. Shout out to those of you who enjoyed the peace talk with Amber. You could see the look of sadness on my face when she said that we had to cut it short. I was just like, oh, but it is what it is. Let me tell you why I'm just gonna go off, because this was supposed to be like I'm still gonna drop some sexual revolution knowledge, but this is supposed to be an in-depth like sexual revolution knowledge. Tell me why. And one thing to know, when you see things, like just because you don't see things doesn't necessarily mean that it's not necessarily true. Sight comes with Sagittarius, but you know how sometimes you might have a dream and you didn't see it, but you know you were in the dream realm? That's Pisces. That's extension of knowledge. So you know what I'm saying? Like from June to December of every year, there's a galactic conference, and representatives of each sign go to the halls of Lamenti and other such places, astral projected or in lucid dreams, to discuss themes. Like, you think they're Bilderberger books. There's a spiritual version of this, but it's not bad. All right. It's just more abstract and macro. All right. So as a Gemini representatives, they're free. Like, Gemini representatives don't get turned down for this because we're the messengers. Scorpio representatives, maybe like 1 out of 1,000 Scorpios will be like a representative, because this is exclusive, okay? But a Gemini representative, so I was in this conference like last night, right? And it's gonna run from and there's a significance. I'm not gonna tell you why, but I want you to think about why. Miko Mero, you have been there. I've seen you there. You have been there. But the reason why this goes, I want you to think about why this happens from Cancer season to Capricorn season. I'm not going to tell you why. I want you to think about it. Like, why does this happen from June to December? So keep that in mind. So the conference that I went to had a lot to do with the sexual revolution, because it sparked off with the full moon in Sagittarius with Lilith there. Okay. And one thing to really keep in mind is, like I said, you know, Gemini, if you think about a conference like VidCon, the Vid conference, there's certain people who get passes. People who are camera people, they can get passes just to cover the event. So that's how I got my in. I couldn't say anything in the conference. Like, I could not open my mouth. I could not say a damn thing, because if I did, I would get in the way. Like, I'm small fry. I'm small fry, okay? Oh my God, funny now. I tried to have sex with Mike in the dream world and everyone died. If you only knew how true that was. I hope you don't think you're just joking. Like, that is hella relevant. That is hella relevant. Anyway, because like my dark side be like, my dark side visits so many people's dreams because I don't have enough sex here. So it'll just be like, hey, what's poppin'? So there's so many people who've had sex with me in their dreams, but they're shy to say it. And it's like, no, like I apologize. Like, every time you try and tell me that, I have to apologize. Like, I'm sorry, I have to call this boy back. Like, that's not even fair. Like, I shouldn't invade your dreams like that. But anyway, I'm small fry. Once it goes galactically, like, I was just there. Like, I was just to cover it. And then my role as messenger, you know, angel or messenger God, messenger human, like, I have to go there and then tell y'all this. So the topic of that discussion was, some of you in the live chat were there too. The topic of this discussion was cosmic sexual revolution. Subliminal, but I had to change the cosmic. So the sexual revolution had everything to do with allowing sexuality. Ooh, I'm gonna say this once. Sexuality is now about to shift into a conduit and medium of divine expression. So that if you want to connect with the divine, you have to do it sexually. And think about it. Sexuality is 8th house Scorpio. It's Leo. You know what I'm saying? These are the water hidden houses. Okay. So really keep this in mind. There's a light side of sexuality and there's a dark side of sexuality, and they go hand in hand, masculine, feminine. So really keep this in mind, because this is set, like, a lot of you are wondering how you're going to awaken. A lot of you are wondering how you're going to ascend. I don't care what anybody says, because all you have spiritually are just false prophets. Okay, my Lilith in my chart is in Sagittarius, and it's in a decan where I can be a false prophet. So I'm the hardest on myself. And you're gonna see people clip images of my videos. Whenever I like make it bigger in this like industry, you're gonna see people clip images of my videos and make me out to look super crazy. They're not gonna take the stuff that I actually say that's profound. They're going to take all the crazy stuff I said. They're going to put this in the world and make me look crazy. That's the power of the media. But let me tell you something about the power of the media. It's all an illusion. And everything that's all an illusion, you should never respond to. When somebody tries to respond or push your buttons, you can't respond to, because that's you stooping down to their level. And if it's not true, then know that the actual truth, which is a conscious vibration, okay, a conscious vibration will take it will look out for you, okay? Dax, Lilith and Scorpio isn't bad, but I need you to watch my Lilith and Scorpio video. For those of you who want to watch the Lilith series, I do have a Lilith series. Lilith and Scorpio in the 8th house, if you cross them, they will kill you and they will get away with your murder, okay? And it's not even them, it's Lilith. Lilith will murk your ass. Show up to your funeral and be like, oh, I'm so sorry that you died. Anyway, oh, it's so serious. Anyway, like I was saying about this sexual revolution, we had unanimously decided for Scorpio to lead the way. Jupiter was going to be in Scorpio, and we you know, the worst thing you can do is just make assumptions about Scorpio, because Scorpio just stay doing this. Scorpio, Moon in Scorpio is cool. Venus in Scorpio is cool. Sun in Scorpio, you stay doing this. Like, we'll just assume that you're cool with something, and then the last moment, you're just like, I didn't agree to this. And you're right, because we should have never assumed and made asses of ourselves, but you would just switch last minute. So we were just like, yep, Scorpio naturally is going to lead this sexual revolution because they ooze sexuality. Shout out to Yada B. We had talked about how Scorpio is so sexual, like, even with their mothers. Like, you see Drake hug his mom, you know what I'm saying? You ever see a Scorpio? I grew up with a Scorpio friend. Like, I saw the chemistry with his mom. Like, Scorpios will give that sexual energy even to their mother. Like, this is my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, they give it everywhere. It's an energy, right? So Scorpio's ass, Scorpio was just like, what? Huh? What? No, I'm not leading any sexual revolution. What? No, at least the sexual revolution is the sexuality. These are secrets that I keep. Most of y'all aren't even worthy. All right, Equality Santos. If you didn't say Diddy, I wouldn't believe you, but wow. But regardless, you know what I'm saying? Scorpio was just like, no. In fact, I don't think some of y'all even deserve to know what this sexuality really does. And Scorpio is serious, because Scorpio understands sexuality at a point where, like, most people don't. A fire sign is just going to get the thrill off of the passion of sexuality. An air sign is just going to get off on the experience and the intellectual qualities. And the earth sign is just going to utilize sex to a way where it's useful to them. Water signs incorporate sexuality into their being. This is their lifestyle. You feel me? This is just kind of what they do. So it's like, Scorpio feels if they're going to reveal their secrets, it's just an L on them. You're going to know where they're coming from. Scorpio gets so much off of, at the end of the day, manipulating you because you don't know. And then it's good because it's seduction. Seduction incorporates some romance, which incorporates some fantasy, which incorporates some imagination, which incorporates not really knowing, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, like Bloody Moose said. And one thing y'all need to keep in mind is that I'm just going to talk mad shit about Scorpio. How dare you? How dare you? We need you, Scorpio, to lead this sexual revolution. Do you know who's leading the sexual revolution now? Leo. Leo's leading the sexual revolution. And that's not good. That's not good. All right? Leo is very sexual. And they know how to be sexual, but they don't know how to lead others when it comes to being sexual. Now, Leo is a good leader, okay? If you need, yes, Brienne, this whole episode is about Scorpio. I'm sick of this goddamn fucking embargo. I don't care about my language, okay? Because do you know what this looks to y'all? This just looks like comedy. This just looks like, oh, the peace dealer is just making up a concept and grounding it. This is a real embargo. This is why Scorpio moons and Scorpio suns and Aquariuses, they get interfered when I try and tell them stuff, okay? But yeah, if Leo is leading y'all in terms of courage, there is no greater leader than Leo. Aries is dope, but Leo will lead you into the courage, okay? When it comes to sexuality, no. And it has nothing to do about them being self-centered. It has nothing to do about attention. Leo is militant when it comes to sexuality. Leo is militant. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. Oh my God. Do you think Leo has sex for fun? Do you know sex for Leo is like a workout regimen? Sex for Leo is like a whole production. What are you talking about? And then Leo forgets that, hey, bruh, not everyone's on your level. Not everyone's there. And I like Gemini or like Libra, sex to us is just like a favorite pastime. This is just kind of what we do because it's fun. Leo will just get drill sergeant on this. This is what we're heading. This is gonna get drill sergeant on this, and it's just like, yo, hold on, Leo. Like I was just really trying to engage sexually. I wasn't really trying to like do this for like the next 5 hours. Like why do we have to have sex for like 5 hours? Like I have stuff to do this time. It don't make no sense. And now I'm happy that it's not Scorpio, because Scorpio will just literally take 10 hours of your day. Scorpio will take 10 hours of your day. And then you start complaining, you start to be like, that's too long. They will give you the death stare. They will pull out a knife and they'll be like, what? What's too long? But see, it's okay if Scorpio does that, because Scorpio doesn't put everyone else to that standard. We need Scorpio to do this, because Scorpio is just going to look and be like, nope, you're not worthy. Nope, you're not even ready. All right, come here and do this. But they want to be lazy asses. They saw how Taurus was getting away with being lazy, and they were just like, no. If Taurus is going to be lazy, I do too much work. I'm going to have to be lazy too. Britt, virginity is not a bad thing. And you could be sexual and a virgin. I swear to goodness. You could be sexual and you could be a virgin. If you are a virgin right now, it's one of the best things, because you've kept your purity. And if I can go back in time and not have sex, I would. Knowing what I know now, if I can go back in time and still be a virgin and save it for someone I have a connection to, I swear I would. Now, the reason why I won't is because the people who I've had sex with, I was destined to have sex with. Like, even down to me losing my virginity to a Sagittarius set me off on some shit. It is what it is. Keep in mind, one of the most important things about this cosmic sexual revolution, go to the sun sign of whoever you lost your virginity to. That's the sign that sponsors your sexuality. So sex will forever be adventurous to me. If it's not going to follow that. Like, I lost my virginity in a movie theater. Don't worry, we're the only ones in the movie theater. But how Sagittarius is that? Like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I went to the bathroom after the act, like, oh my God, I just had sex, guys. I don't know what the hell I did. Like, I had to call my Aries and Scorpio friend, like, what the hell do I do? Like, I don't know if I got her pregnant. I don't know if I did this, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, she's a Sagittarius, so she was mad cool. She already knew what the hell was going on. I just had to be honest with her. Yes, you ought to be, exactly. But it was perfect. I was actually glad that I did. But yeah, yo, like, this cosmic sexual revolution has everything to do with your integrity, okay? So let me tell you what some of y'all are gonna be doing. That's why I love that Brith asked, is being a virgin bad? This cosmic sexual revolution is going to activate by turning down sex. The first thing is to turn down sex. Are you having sex because you feel like you need it, when you have, like, let me tell you, if you're having sex out of lust, you shouldn't have sex. And this is philosophy. The thing about philosophy is ultimately subjective. So some of y'all may have a different philosophy. You don't have to listen to me, okay? But we just went through Saturn and Scorpio, and the sexual integrity has been tested. And I deleted that Saturn and Scorpio video. I have to put that back out. It was one of my best videos. I don't know why I did that, but sexual integrity is every bit and part of this cosmic sexual evolution. That's why I'm saying it's going to spark Jupiter in Scorpio. It paved the way. Saturn in Scorpio. Saturn in Scorpio taught us it don't matter how horny you are, you better put that in your pants. You cannot be having sex with everybody. You cannot be feeling bad if you're turning down sex, because if you're not, if sex is not sacred to you, you shouldn't have sex. I don't care about the way they're just like over glorifying sex. They're hypersexualizing sex. If you realize, Amber Khan brought up very quickly how they're marketing a lot of these things to these teenagers. Marijuana, right? They're also marketing sexuality, okay? Like, sexuality is sacred. I don't care what anybody says. Sex is one of the most sacred practices. You don't have sex casually. You should never have casual sex. I swear to God, you should never have casual sex. But we don't live in a culture like that. Every movie you see, I mean, pornography, I can understand. Pornography is an expression of the suppression of sex. It's a symptom. It's inevitable. But the hypersexualization that occurs in our advertising and in movies and in music videos, that is a deliberate plot from the dark force to not have you control your sexual power. It doesn't matter how, you know what I'm saying? Foxy Noxy says, I regret not having a hoe phase. Trust me, even though, and this is where I'm gonna contradict myself, like, even though sex is sacred, some of you need to have your hoe phase. And let me tell you, there's a time and a place for everything. So the hoe phase, okay, the hoe phase is divine. Lilith and Sagittarius, everyone's going through a hoe phase. And do you see why this had to happen after Saturn in Scorpio? You know what I'm saying? First of all, pornography isn't necessarily bad. It's the sex with your twin flame is powerful. It's really so much so how pornography is done. So one of my goals, let me tell you, you tell me if this sounds North Node in Aquarius, because this is something in my destiny that the universe told me I had to do. And I was like, do you want people to hate me? Because some people will love me, but like, this is super Aquarius. Like, I have to actually revolutionize the porn industry. Like, when I'm in my 30s, I'm going to be a porn star director. I'm going to be scouting out talent who have great acting ability and great sex ability. And like, I want to revolutionize the porn industry. This is all part of this sexual revolution, to where like I make productions where like it's an actual movie. And the thing with porn is it goes straight to sex, but it'll be a very soft core to hardcore, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll have that, I'm so serious, Killer Switch, like you'll have that balance between a real movie and then there'll be sex with it. So it's like watching a movie, but the sex is not edited out. So it's like, you'll be so riveted into the storyline, you won't really you'll love the movie because the storyline is good and the sex part is good. And that's very, you know, it's important to kind of like connect with that. So it's a risk. I'm pretty sure like my parents would disown me if they realized I was a porn star director. But you know what? This is very important. Like, and not just to show the sex, but to really introduce sexual education through these videos. All right, because sexual education, imagine my production slaves. Sexual education is so important. Tantra needs to be taught in sexual education in these schools. But yes, Gary Doris, that's the whole point. It's all gonna have a plot. But and I'm gonna just direct, like, you'll never see me act in these. I have Capricorn moon. I'm gonna just direct these, like, hey, reshoot the scene, the stroke wasn't deep enough. No, I'm just joking. But anyway, keep this in mind, because I know this might even sound very like contradictory, but yes, now I'm getting revolutionary. Exactly. So regardless, sex is sacred. You feel me? Sex is very sacred. And You should never, ever, 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 and I don't know how many people believe in this, but you should never have sex with someone just because you're turned on by them. The one prerequisite that you should ever have sex with somebody is if you have a heart chakra connection to them. And now this is where things get blended. They say that women equate sex with love. And that's because of the sacred nature of it, because sex is an extension of love. Sex is squared, Leo, Scorpio is squared Leo. So the higher octave of love is tantric sex, where you're uniting and bonding your bodies. In the Bible, even, when they say someone had sex, they say Jacob knew Rebecca. They say they knew the person. You know the person through sex, because what happens is when you yoke your bodies together, you're now sharing karma. That's why I'm not going to have sex with anyone that I don't have a heart connection to, because the heart connection purifies the act of sex. This is why they say that you should not have sex before marriage. That rule is not really foolproof, because you can have sex before marriage, but it's wise and it's conservative, because this is under the premise that you're marrying someone you love, that you have the self-control to actually marry someone you love. But for those of you who don't believe in marriage, that's why I'm saying it's not foolproof. It's not foolproof, but it works. Okay, you don't have to follow that. If you're not married, make sure you have a heart connection. You can be polyamorous, but if you can have heart connections with multiple people, just make sure you have a heart connection. Okay, make sure you have a heart connection. Certain people are sexually advanced, so they know that if they marry or get with someone who has no sexual experience, 2 years or a year and a half with you, you can make them a pro. Okay, but not everyone has that devotion to really, like, you know, sex is very much chemistry. And what makes people not necessarily as sexual is the comfort. All right, even down to why many women don't have orgasms as much as they can. You need to be comfortable. You need to be trusting of the person you're having sex with. That's what's really going to lead to the multiple orgasms that women have. And if you have a heart connection with someone, that's what's really going to facilitate the divine nature of this. Carrie Martin, you can lose a heart connection, because heart connection is something you work for. And that's why people don't want to do this. We're so influenced. We're so influenced to just give away our power sexually, so that you're not in a position to really honor the sacred element of it. And people don't want to do the work to really love someone. They just want to smash and dash. Both men, both women. Don't think it's something that only men do. That's one of the biggest lies. Women got that hit list. Women will have sex with you and be like, all right, he's done. Oh my gosh, look at him acting so childish. Like he's already in love just because he fell in love with the JJ. Next, like, stop. They're just as ruthless as men. And Elena Williams is 100% correct. The marriage is sex. Like, our generation has to change this up. When I'm getting married with somebody, if I wanted to do this full integrity, like if I really felt somebody, like I wouldn't really have sex with them until I'm ready to marry them. And when I'm ready to marry them, it's that act of sex that's going to really make us married. So we would have to have our own private ceremony. And people don't have spiritual ceremonies. That's why their marriages don't last, because they get married in a church and they give up their power to someone that I can't necessarily say is as real as they've attributed. And let me tell you how this works. One of the reasons why people like Jesus or beings like Krishna get clowned in heaven, Lucifer is real. Archangel Michael is real. You feel me? Those aren't their names, but these are real forces. Someone like Krishna or Jesus, they're concepts, they're ascended masters, all right? But it's like if more than 1,000 people believe something is true, that energy is going to collectively accumulate and be. So when people pray to Jesus, the image that they have in their head, it's created by a collective belief. That collective belief now gains power. All right. But watch that mofo come to heaven and be like, oh, you were created. You ain't real. You were created. And I'm saying that Jesus this is just an example, but you were created. You ain't real, son. Like, what the hell's going on? You had people imagine you. You know what I'm saying? That's why this whole like thing is controversial. The whole religion. Sex keeps the marriage strong. Yes, this is right, Dax. And some of you can get married without ever signing that piece of paper on contract. Some of you are Aquarius. Some of y'all are advanced. You have different connections. You realize you can have sexual relationships with different people, provided you have a heart connection to them. Okay, the thing is love, and this is going to spark off the 2 new moons we have in Leo. All right, the eclipse is going to open up our heart and do this. Toby, I don't believe in cusps because you have 30 degrees, which is also 0, but you have 29 and then 0. There's no blending. That's the hugest lie in astrology. 0 degrees of a sign is the next sign because you're going to progress there. Some people are cusps of maybe Cancer and Leo, but they have Mercury and the moon in Cancer and they think, oh, I'm a cusp because I feel like a Cancer. No, you have moon and Mercury in Cancer. So that's really why. So keep that in mind. But King John's society is against men in marriage. This is going to rub some people off the wrong way because women can get screwed in marriage. Women can get very screwed in marriage. They can marry the wrong person. But honestly, at the end of the day, the way the law courts are set up favors women to where they're going to get custody over the children, to where they can take all your shit. Better sign that prenup. And if you are a very rich and wealthy woman and you marrying a dude, you better sign that prenup. So this works both ways. But I'm not going to front. The marriage system favors women. And it's not really for no reason. If you think of the vulnerability, the fact that she has to change her last name, you want to make sure she's protected, but it's not always fair. And I'm going to say that right now. You 100% factual, King John. So this is what societally causes men not necessarily want to get married. Or they necessarily get married. Forget the contract because the marriage is all that superficial shit. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's all spiritual. Okay, so think to everyone you've had sex with. You're married to them. Okay, really. And people don't want to accept this. And you don't have to go and have relationships. But what I do is every woman that I've ever had sex with, I haven't had a lot of sex. I'm 27. I have not had sex with more than 20 women in my life. I have not had sex for more than 1 day in a row. Never. I think the first time I did, but never. Like I've never had sex with one person because I've never had sex consistently for like over and over. Some of you do in relationships, and that's just amazing. Never. I don't know what it feels. So I've had sex, but I'm still a virgin. I've talked about this. I'm not proud of it either. Like I feel like a starving man in the desert. But I've had sex, but I'm still a virgin. Like I've never necessarily had like every time I had sex, it was literally just like random. So I've never been broken in sexually. And it is what it is. But the reason why this is important to mention at large is when you think about, you know, all the people that you've had sex with, any woman that I've had sex with, whether I like her or not, I'm nice with mine though. I make sure I at least like the person. But if they were like, if they hit me up randomly and they're like, hey, I have no place to stay, I have nothing to do, I need your help. Even if I didn't like that person, I have to help them because I sexually connected myself with them. Like, even if I don't like to that's how sacred sex is to me. Even if I end up hating that person, I have to help them out because now I made the decision to have sex with them. So we're linked karmically. Does not matter. All right. A lot of you are Genghis Khan. You're definitely meant to like have sex with like the whole world. and be like super cosmic hoes. A lot of Sagittariuses, this is your destiny, so don't feel guilty. But just keep in mind, there's that responsibility. All right. That's why I'm very private. I'm gonna make sure I would rather like not have sex, because once I have sex with you, there's a responsibility. Like I don't have to control your life, but I have to look out for you. Like I have to make sure you're okay. If I find out you're not necessarily in a good position, I have to look out for you, because now our sexual connection is a part of my life, even if I never talk to you again. Of course, with sexual integrity, I won't have sex with a woman that I don't plan to talk to again. But listen, sometimes the universe sets you up in one night stands that you have to have. Normally, if you haven't had sex in forever because you're not taking the sexual discipline, the astral plane is different. Equality, great question. Astral plane is different. This is not real. This is different. You can, in the astral plane, you can do whatever the hell you want. So keep that in mind. But it is what it is, and you really have to be respectful of that. So the sacred quality of sex is the attitude I want to leave you with, because from now till Scorpio season, we're really, really going to move forward. Tiffany Lee asked a very important question. What about sexual assault and rape? These random moments where you can't ever control, and they happen. And this is why it's so unfortunate. And this is why the sexual revolution is going to help to curve that, because now you're fucking someone's karma literally without their consent. The good thing though, sex is so sacred, y'all gotta give it up for karma. Like y'all forget that karma is real. You know what I'm saying? Like when someone forces themselves on you sexually and expressing a form of energy vampirism, the karma is now on their ass. Because if you don't have that consent, they still yoke themselves to you, and it's like now that person has to pay. And what pains my heart is that most people, they don't necessarily like, when they get raped, they can't tell people, because it's just like, damn, I don't want to get ostracized. I don't want to be called a hoe. I don't want people to know. I don't want to go through that like belittling thing where people don't even believe me. So there's so many people get raped, they don't even express it. And it pains my heart to most of these women that do that. You know what I'm saying? And men get raped too. And it's can a man really open up about being raped? You're gonna laugh at them. That's what's not funny about it. Like, it kind of sucks. Like, you're gonna be like, you didn't care. You probably wanted the sex, but it happens. So, I mean, I even talked to, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Great question. Even having a child based off of that, never necessarily be in a position to look at that child different, because children are karmic and some shit happens fucked up. At least giving it away for adoption, you know what I'm saying? But regardless, you know, I ain't shit, by the way. I don't want you to think that I'm too righteous. Like, one of my problems is I joke about everything. I'll even joke about rape, which isn't right, but I still will. So it is what it is. I'm not gonna do it now because this is serious. I know about duality. I know when it's a time to be serious and a time not to be serious. But regardless, you know what I'm saying? This is all about that sexual revolution. The main part of this sexual revolution that's not independently, they're going to be vigilantes who break into sexual trafficking rings. And they literally like free people. Right now, there's like so many people who are literally slaves to sex. And I mean this in different ways. The first way I mean is they have no control. They're sold into sexual slavery, and they have to have sex with men because their parents, or women, because their parents sold them into sex slavery, or because, you know what I'm saying, they got kidnapped. This happens everywhere all around the country. There's a crackdown on this. All right. Some of you are awakening superpowers to like really crack down on this. And I talked to a Libra who was talking about infiltrating, you know, the industry to crack down on these people in high positions molesting these little kids. Like, this is all part of the sexual revolution, because humans are not stupid. The reason why sexuality, what's up, King Mitchell? The reason why sexuality, shout out to King Mitchell, by the way, I just remixed on one of his tracks, really dope. We did a song together. But the reason why sexuality is hard to tap into is because of trust. The eighth house is trust. The eighth house has everything to do with how much trust do you have with someone, to where you can take off your shirt, you can take off your pants, you can take off your underwear, and you're comfortable. You're comfortable being naked with someone. You're not nervous. Even if you're nervous for a bit, you're comfortable. King John, it's not even just the priests, it's everyone. Anyone in a high position that uses their power, whether it's quid pro quo, whether it's Sandusky, whether it's a preacher, you know what I'm saying? Yes, Kayla, the reason why my eyes constantly switch from the live chat to the webcam is because I am reading every comment, because I value what y'all say, and really helps add to what I say as well. So yeah, my friends, the first facet of the sexual revolution, like I'm saying, is being tempered with Cancer. Sarah Jane, I have a twisted sense of humor. So if someone said a joke about that, I would probably laugh if it's funny. Is it wrong? Yeah, it's wrong. But I mean, twisted sense of humor. So I'm gonna be real honest. Will I joke about it? I'll watch about who I joke about it to, because some people are reasonably sensitive and they know how to draw that boundary. But yeah, it is what it is. I definitely would not joke about that in the wrong places where it's going to really hurt people, because some people have traumatic experiences, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, Becky Rose, South Park makes jokes all the time. I grew up on South Park. Like, that's why I love dark humor. But it doesn't matter how funny I think it is. If I say it to someone who experienced that, they're not going to think it's funny. There's a time and there's a place. So, it is what it is. Dark humor is not bad at all. It's humor is humor is humor. Some people cope by laughing at things. Some people cope by crying at things. Some people cope by stabbing things and punching things. Some people use humor as a coping mechanism, and if they have to joke about dark stuff, it keeps them from killing themselves. It is what it is. That doesn't excuse it. That doesn't make it good, but it is what it is. It's not for everyone, just like nothing else is for everyone. So, regardless, Eve just asked a really good question. Mike, if someone molests you when you're a child, are you not considered pure anymore, even though sex never happened? Nope, that's not true. Great question. You're not necessarily impure because of that, because it's all about intent. This is why I'm saying you can have sex and you could still be a virgin, because it's not the act, it's the intent. It's your innocence. All right, it's spiritual. It's not necessarily like more than often the physical act. That's just the facilitator. So when it comes to the sexual revolution, this is important, because we need to stop as a collective saving our sexuality for people who we objectively or subjectively feel feelings for. We're entering an age where sexuality is the norm, where we're sexual with our friends, we're sexual with our parents. It's really America that builds these walls. If I go to Nigeria, if I go to Buenos Aires, you see men, you see women holding hands. Like, I was walking with my dad in the mall in Nigeria, and I saw two men holding hands. And we remarked, like, wow, if some people did this in America, people would think they're gay. But it's just intimate. Sexuality is intimate. Being able to really share your affection with others, to where you can be sexual with other people without catching feelings, without thinking someone's trying to hit on you. But the reason why people can't do that is because people use sexuality the wrong way. People do try and hit on others. This is the stuff that we're breaking free. And the revolution part about this is maintaining your sexuality, which comes with the strength of Leo, the courage to do so, but then drawing those boundaries. When someone goes too far, you have to open your mouth and stop them, or punch them in the goddamn face if they can't like take the note. Because even though this is unspoken, if you're not saying anything, then you're basically allowing them to do this. All right. Now, there are people who say not to do it and they still get molested. That's different. That's different. Okay. And it's not just saying things so that you can, Sarah said children can't draw boundaries very well, but I'm not talking to children, Sarah Jade. I'm talking to adults right now. So, you know, those of you who can draw proper boundaries, make sure you draw those proper boundaries. Children are different. Children have spirit guides that protect them from stuff like this, unless they have 8th house energy and they were meant to, because at the end of the day, if you think about that person who stands up for rape advocation, if you think about that person that has inspired people not to kill themselves because they got molested, because they got raped, that person had to get raped. If that person did not get raped, they would not have the experience to do that. This is why I say things that are bad are destined to happen to you too. You can either turn around and take that as a victim, or you can turn around and make that your strength to help other people. Okay, so karma is not just favorable of the positive. And once you accept that, it's an acceptance. Once you accept that, you really trust the universe and you really stand more firm in what you do. So really keep this in mind, because sincerity, all right, you're not, you really, the universe squares the sexual energy, right? So sexual trauma does not attract more negative shit unless you kind of keep that there. And yes, James White, there is sympathy for pedophiles. This is sick. Like, they're starting to, I said this as a joke because I didn't think it was serious. They're really contemplating having pedophilia parades to where, well, age is just a number. I shouldn't be wrongly highlighted as a pedophile. I should be able to have sexual relationships with little children. We're headed into this. But when you think that a hate group has been allowed to express hate speech, the KKK, for years, this shit is not even like surprising. The KKK can get permits to spread hatred, but when black people talk about injustice, all of a sudden we're too militant. This is the kind of world we live in. It is what it is. So whatever. This is where the revolution comes in, and some of y'all gonna have to be vigilantes, because I, just like Sag Warrior, I will kill a pedo. I will kill a supremacist who thinks that they can do whatever they want. I will take the responsibility and go to jail if I get caught, because that's what a revolutionary is about. When the law won't do what they're supposed to do, sometimes you have to go above the law and do what it is. And if you gotta take the rap, take the rap. That's super real. So it is what it is. Regardless, these are all dark spirits. Remember, our enemy is not flesh and blood. That's why we need, this is why, yeah, chill on Bill Cosby, y'all. This is why we need, you know what I'm saying? This is why we need compassion. Because if you think about racism, if you think about pedophiles, if you think about molesters, these are psychological illnesses. Like, the whole notion of someone judging someone else from their skin or from, like, you know what I'm saying, class, that's a mental illness. You have a lot of people with mental illnesses running countries, all right? Discriminating on others because of their religion. That's a mental illness. That's an evil spirit. That's an evil spirit. But people don't take his spirit. People don't add the spiritual element to this. They're going to say it's that person. The spirit leaves that person, possesses someone else. And the symptom, you just attack the symptom. You don't attack the root. It's all spiritual. We are made of love. All this psychological, mental things that cause us to be uncharacteristic, it's all spiritual. All right? Bestiality is a whole different story. And that I can't speak on. These are more of the Scorpio secrets. I can't say it's right or wrong, because if you know how to do it, I will never get into that, though. I'm not going to talk about that because my words can get twisted here. So this is the same thing about human sacrifices. I don't want to open that up because, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, one thing I want you to really take away from this spiritual sex is we are headed to a purge. And this is all going to honor those of you who have sexual integrity. So as far as the details of what this revolution entails, don't worry. Jupiter is going to go into Scorpio, and this is going to bring out more of your sexuality. So let's go back to 2013, because Jupiter in Leo was what opened your heart. Jupiter in Leo is what opened your heart up. Scorpio isn't into bestiality, but Scorpio holds the secrets of sex. Bestiality is a part of sex, so I can't really speak on it. But Leo had to open your heart to have the courage to express your love so that you can now take it sexually. And if you don't have vulnerability during sex, you're not doing it right. Okay? Like, and listen, you can have sex with someone in a conversation. This is where we're headed towards. Sex does not have to be physical. You can have sexuality with someone on a mental and emotional level. And usually your energies are going to have sex with each other before. This is what makes soulmate relationships and twin flame relationships. And I hate that I just said twin flame relationships, but this is what that makes sexual soulmate relationships potent, because you're having sex energetically in the astral constantly. This is what's drawing you together. This is why you have to do the tantra, the yoke. All right. So I know I just got up on the mic with y'all and talked about sexual integrity. I have a Mars in Aries. So my Venus in Taurus and my moon in the 8th in Cap are like, you must have sexual integrity. But in the moment when my Mars in Aries gets flared, I'm ready to throw all that away. Spiritual sex as worship. Thank you. You should never put someone on a pedestal. But if it's sexually, then you know this is worship, especially if you're like a Sagittarius rising and Scorpio is your 12th house. Forget about it. Like, sex is a sacred practice to where you bow down and you honor the womb of a woman. And that woman will also honor the man's sexual energy too, just not directly. And when you treat sex sacredly, it changes your life. This is why I made the sexual, and you know what? I'm going to give y'all a sexual ritual you can do. I'm going to make a video about this. So stay tuned. After I draw the cards for the sexual ritual, make sure y'all take and sign up for the webinar that I do. Lilith is in Sagittarius, bringing out the inner hoe, not because Sagittarius is a hoe, but because Sagittarius does not care. Sagittarius wants to have sex. It doesn't care if you think they're a hoe. It doesn't care if you think they're promiscuous. It's an expression of their love. I love Sagittarius for that. Like, they're revolutionary in that sense. So Lilith and Sagittarius is making you more open. That's why my Sagittarius friend is mad. Like, every time I tell him I haven't had sex, this dude brought a chick over. I used to cop marijuana from him. This dude brought a chick over just so I could have sex with her. And if that didn't happen, my dry spell would have been like 4 years longer. So the only reason why I lasted 2 years was because this dude was just like, oh no. Like, Sagittarius will get OD mad if you're not having enough sex. Sagittarius will have sex with your chick or your dude, but then they'll still make sure you have sex. Like, there's the dark and the light. But regardless, my friends, like, you have to be able to really trust how deep sex is serious to you, because the way you get connected with entities, because see, what some of y'all don't know is the universe is going to send some people that you have a strong, lustful, dark attraction to, so that when you have sex at a base root level, you now attach to the entity attached to them. That's why you should not just have casual sex with people you don't really know, because all the negativity they're going through, all the depression they have, the entities attached to them, love you too, Liana, everything that's attached to them is going to attract to you. It's really going to attract to you. It's going to bond and link with you. And sex is binding. So there's no amount of rituals you can do. Now, don't worry. If you a Capricorn and Pluto's going over your sun or moon, Pluto's clearing that out. If you a Cancer, the cardinal signs are going through that the hard way. Some of you don't even know the reason why your life turned to shit was because of that sex you had with someone who had negative energy. And then they just drain, especially if it's with a Pisces, like, they'll just use sex and take all their negative juju and transfer it to you. And now they're clean, but you dirty. It's a reverse Olympia. Some of you, It works the other way around. If you have sex with someone who's pure, they can clean and purify your energy. That's why sex with Scorpio is legit. All right, that's better than Olympia. Okay, and Katie, masturbation, fantasizing about a person, there's different philosophies. I've heard an Aquarius woman tell me that if you do, it's disrespectful. I'm a little bit ratchet and savage. I don't really think it is. I think that's your own realm of imagination. So it's a little bit gray area right there, but it is what it is. Don't think you're missing out on anything by not having sex, because sex is spiritual. Like, if you set the intention to have real pure sex, you will attract it. If you set the intention to just fuck anything in front of you, you're going to screw yourself up spiritually. And I seriously mean this. So I'm going to give you a sexual ritual that is going to encourage you to find somebody that you love to do this with. Those of you in relationships, tie your partner to a chair and make them do this with you. All right? Make them do this with you. And trust me, I've had people listen to me and do this, and it works. It works. It really works. And I've said this before, but I'm going to say this again on this channel. So if you want this sexual ritual, stay tuned. This is amazing. Mutables cleared it already because Pluto was in Sagittarius before, but as far as clearing sexual energy, don't worry. Like, set the intention to, but sex is that sacred. Like, this is your vehicle for manifestation. It's the Hieros Gamos. When you're uniting the masculine and feminine, then this is what's going to help you tap into this. Now, for homosexual couples, it's a little different. All right, you might need a three-way. You might need a three-way just to use that other person. Like, if it's two men or two women, you might need a dude or you might need a woman just to use their body. But then that's not as organic. But I'm not going to be one of those that say that you cannot really harness this as, you know, with the same sex. It's just really different because we're taking advantage of the yin and the yang, okay? But with Lilith and Sagittarius, what's very powerful about all this is very indicative of how intense you're able to very, 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 very passionately flare up this sexual energy. And you have to be, the key here is like being on the line. Like, you can't be, this is why women get slut shamed a whole lot. When women like slut shame, when women get slut shamed for like wearing skimpy clothing, there's a purpose in that, not them getting slut shamed, but it's not always bad, because as a man or as a woman, when you take in the sexual energy from someone, you breathe that in, and you have to be on a fine line to where you get really horny or you get really aroused, but you don't let it run you, you don't let it, like, you don't act off on that. So when I see some stuff like that, when I see a woman that looks very sexy or attractive, I honor that, I breathe that energy in, but I have to fight and hold back from acting on it, because I don't have to act on it. It's more the energy. It's more the energy you're taking in, and that's necessary, because getting sexually stimulated is a blessing. And the Illuminati, or the powers that be, ever since the Nicene Council, they wanted you to associate that with guilt so that you won't tap into that. How ironic. Guilt closes the sacral chakra of sex, and you don't want to fall into that trap. If you feel sexual, whether you're in a relationship with someone or single, that's a blessing. You should never feel guilty for feeling horny at all. But at a very fundamental level, we've been programmed to not only be hypersexualized, but also feel guilty, okay? Masturbating too much is like eating too much, it's drinking too much. If you do too much of anything, it's bad. You have to do everything in moderation. I don't care what anyone says, masturbation is healthy. It's scientifically proven. But if you're letting masturbation and porn or all that stuff run your life, then the issue is not that. The issue is your self-control. So as long as you have moderation, that's the fine line between what's that self-control and abuse. But yeah, my friends, make sure you're definitely in a position to where you allow yourself to harness that that vibrant passion, because with Juno and Capricorn, this is what at large length is going to have you commit to your goals and to your legacy. And it's next to Pluto. So what constitutes marriage, what constitutes how we commit is changing forever. In that sense, I have the link to my Mega Asteroid webinar below. And it's very, very positive and also very, very informative, which will give you a unique slant. If you like my spiritual astrology webinar, I'm going to take that slant and illuminate you to certain secrets, to where Lilith is actually like Venus. If you master Lilith, Lilith will actually hook you up with committed relationships. Lilith gets this connotation for being a homewrecker, but Lilith can be pure if you master Lilith. Juno, of course, will always hook it up. When you're ready for Juno, you have to be serious with Juno. When you're serious with Juno, Juno will really now start to work on marriage with you. If you want to manifest something with Juno, but then you can't even commit to an idea, Juno will not think you're serious, and it is what it is. So in the webinar, we're going to go into what all you can master Lilith. That's not true to Wiki. You can master Lilith. Women do it all the time. Even men can do so too. And this is why Lilith is a homewrecker, because everyone sees Lilith as a hoe. Lilith is that woman that's been slut shamed her whole life. And she's like, well, screw you guys. I don't respect y'all. I'm gonna just do this. But if you really get to know Lilith, Lilith is amazing. Lilith is one of the most spiritual entities ever. She was the original wife of Adam, right? Which is not all the way true, because stories twist so much shit. Lilith was really a goddess, the wife of Lucifer, but it's all good. Don't worry about that. We're going to go over what all these asteroids do in the zodiac signs, how they affect in the house. We're going to go over a little bit of compatibility, see if someone's planets fall on your Lilith or Juno, how you deal with those situations. You might be caught with someone whose Venus is on your Lilith, and you don't know why. You're just so attracted to them. You don't know why when they kiss you, you can't really stop yourself from getting horny and wet. Lilith is very powerful, okay? And we're going to talk about Ceres, Demeter, the goddess of Earth. The goddess of Earth blessed Wonder Woman with like super strength, super durability. She's so underestimated. We're going to go through all the signs and houses. We're going to go through how these asteroids affect your personal planets and the value that you gain from this webinar, other than the unique slant and perspective that you'll get about these asteroids, is that it's going to really activate the energy of these asteroids in your chart, because with that awareness and enlightenment, it's going to make these way more real, to where this is not just some point you have in your chart, it's actually something you experience. My Lilith is in Sagittarius. My mean Lilith is in Scorpio. So blending those two energies, because it's in my 7th house, this now makes me very projecting of my dark side towards others. So I can play that innocent game, but this is going to make other people very horny and aroused when they're in my presence. And if I don't feed Lilith, it's not going to necessarily like Lilith and Sag or in Scorpio, if you don't sate that, like it's going to like cause sexual situations that are not really like positive, because you have to know how to engage with this, and you can't just suppress stuff like this. So if you want to know what this stuff in this house means, or in this sign, or what this means if it trines this planet, the webinar is definitely going to be worth it. It's definitely going to be very pretty long, because we're going through 4. So you know how live webinars are with me. It's going to be dope. To Wicked Craigslist personals. That is hilarious. So before I get into the cards, some of you have been chosen, okay? Some of you have been chosen to walk 3 different paths. The first path we have is the path of the adventurer. And if you're meant to walk this path, I want you to hold steady and envision this, and look at the symbol and feel it over your aura. You walking this path is going to take you on a radical adventure that will change your life. You know this is the path you should walk if you have had to release certain things suddenly, because not everyone has to embrace this, and you can't do more than one. There's three. So if you try and do the other one, it'll cancel the other. So you only focus on one symbol at one time, really. So this is, while I draw the cards, I want you to take this symbol and put it over your aura, and then have the yellow light shine down on your crown. What this is going to do is it's going to inspire you. Some of you are in a place where you feel stuck. If you've been feeling like you need something new, if you've been feeling like you really need to go on an adventure to discover reality, take this path. You're going to discover things that change how you look at everything. And this is the card of Uranus, all right? Sagittarius and Pisces are going to want to do all three, but you really can only do one, all right? If you do all three, it's going to be all blended, and you're going to be so confused. So keep this in mind. The second path is the path of the lovers, all right? This is not Two of Cups. This is not like soulmate love. The lovers card is being with your soulmate. It's a card of marriage, but this is not the Two of Cups soulmate love. This path is going to walk you down a path of sexuality. If you need to open up your heart, if you need to engage sexually with others more charismatically, hold forth this symbol, call forth on Archangel Gabriel or Metatron, but have the pink light flow through your chakra. Have pink light flow through your crown. What this is going to do is open you up to sexual experiences, not so that you can have sex, but so that you can walk down the path of having heart connections with people before you have sex. This is going to work instantly because I'm harnessing the power of Uranus. So none of this foo-foo doubt stuff. If you don't believe it, don't waste your time. If you believe it, get ready to go on an adventure. Get ready to unlock a creative part of your sexuality. What this path is going to do to you is help you uncover the true nature of reality. What this path is going to do to you is help you uncover more creative ways to express your heart. If you're an artist, if you're a musician, you want to do this path. Okay, this might be what you're missing. And finally, the Wheel of Fortune. This is the one I'm going to do personally. This is the evolution card. For those of you feeling stuck, for those of you who need an unexpected change in your luck, for those of you who want blockages released, for those of you who need a little bit extra luck, you know what I'm saying? This path, this is not so much of a path as much as it is like letting destiny flow and unlock some stuff. So have this symbol in your aura, and this is going to be the quickest turnaround. Some of you might want to do these two though, one or the other. But for those of you who kind of have those first two mastered, but you just need to evolve to the next level, this is going to hold you through. It's 9:33 p.m. So the angels are co-signing with me, and let's pull these cards. All right. The Wheel of Fortune was that last one. The real one's going to pick the Fool. Yes, Yvonne knows what's up. The thing is, if you choose the Fool's path, you have to forget everything you know. You're learning from scratch. If you choose the Lover's path, you have to get ready to, you know, deal with intense, extreme sex and love. And if you get the Wheel of Fortune, this can get you all three, but it's really just more about the evolution. So don't necessarily, all right. So for Aries, the card that I have, and just to reiterate, like the sexual revolution is real. Like some of y'all are going to get tempted. Some of you, your ex is going to hit you back. When sex is convenient, that's the worst. Like the fact that I don't have a lot of sex, that's God protecting me. Like for real, like sex is for real. And not everyone has the best sexual control. This is a huge point of, you know what I'm saying, temptation. And temptation is not the easiest to go through. All right. Temptation is not what happens when you're fresh out in love and you're so confident in yourself. Temptation is what happens when you fought with your partner. You already used to this person's, you know, whack tendencies. You go out and that person who's just so sexy to you hits you up, and you have that celibacy is so empowering. Being celibate is so empowering. But yeah, you have that opportunity to cheat on your partner, to really give yourself away. Integrity is a thing you can give away. You have integrity, not even the gods can do anything to you. All right? Integrity is a big deal. That's why Capricorn is the most powerful sign. all right? And the corruption of integrity, the dark side of Capricorn, is why we have all this government corruption to where you can't even trust. I got the Lovers card for everyone again. So keep that in mind, my friends. The Lovers card is the bottom card. The Four of Swords is the top. This is a sublime soulmate union that I'm going to help usher in and connect with everyone, but it is what it is. So the wheel can, Rafaela, it depends. The wheel is like the Wheel of Fortune, the game. So it's like whatever you get, but it's going to be rigged in your favor. So keep this in mind. Regardless, just know you need sexual integrity. You need sexual integrity. I'm just updating you about the attitude you want to step into. When Jupiter's in Scorpio, I'm going to talk a lot more about the different phases of the sexual revolution. All right. But regardless, just have the end. The first thing you want to know is that you're going to really just have to turn down sex. If you don't have a heart connection, turn it down. Wait, and that doesn't mean you don't have to have sex with the person. Just get to know the person. Wait. If you really like that person, tell them, wait. I'm attracted to you, but I don't have a heart connection. You can meet someone for the first time and you have an instant heart connection. All right. You haven't met them before. You barely know them, but you have a heart connection. You can have sex with them that moment because you're both connected on a heart level. Someone may feel like they have a heart connection to you. All right. But that other person doesn't feel it. It's not a heart connection. Okay. So how do you know if you have a heart connection? You both acknowledge it. You will know. Magical stuff will start happening. And the heart connection is not easy to maintain. That comes with work. But some of you might meet a soulmate who you've been with in the past life, so you already developed it, and you don't remember them because you don't have the memories, but you'll have a heart connection instantly. Time does not matter. It doesn't matter if you have sex with someone a day after you met them or like 90 days after you met them. It does not matter. Do you have that heart connection? That's all that matters. For some of you advanced people, if you have a heart and a crown connection, and you connect all your chakras, ooh, Queen Deji, you should do the Lover's path. You should do the Lover's path. Yeah, you should do that Lovers. I can see why you want to do Wheel of Fortune. You should do that Lovers if it's calling you, because the North Node isn't your sign anyway, as Leo. So Aries rising, Aries. The card that I have for you is the Ten of Pentacles. So really stay true to the legacy you're building. There's traditions that you're having to follow. I have the Ten of Cups, so you can get that material abundance with the emotional abundance. You have the potential for that, okay? Don't necessarily try and push too forward. Some of you may feel like you know who your twin flame or partner is, but don't rush to conclusions. Maybe that person is just showing you what that person is like. Don't try and force anything. But the Ten of Pentacles is saying that you are having a much huger, yes, I will have a webinar for the eclipse, but you are having a much huger emphasis on income that you can get monetarily. So that's going to be really good for you. Oh, Miss Kiki, great question. So yellow for the Fool, pink for Lovers, and then blue for the Wheel of Fortune, blue flame. Okay, so Taurus. Brienne, my Venus is in Taurus. So for Taurus, in the 12th house too. So I actually like cuddle my pillow every day because my pillow is like my girlfriend right now. We do have a relationship. I have a connection with my pillow that I feel something spiritually there. And I will cuddle and kiss that pillow. That's Venus in the 12th, especially in Taurus. It's kind of weird if people were to see it, but that's why it's in the 12th. I just keep it hidden. Well, I revealed it now. Taurus, we have the 8 of Cups. Bloody Morris, I really do miss Lil B too, but he's still out. Taurus, we have the 8 of Cups, so this sexual revolution is going to require you go on a spiritual journey. You have to find a part of yourself. You have to walk away from certain things that you felt were for you. You're going to have to walk away from certain emotional investments so that you're in a position to really find what you want. And no matter how much it hurts, my friend, after the 8 of Cups, it's the 9 of Cups. So whatever you're walking away, you're walking towards that wish fulfillment. Gemini, the card that we have for you is the soulmate card. We have the Six of Cups. Gemini, there's a mandatory connection with your soulmate. If you've been confused about who your soulmate is, you're going to connect. You have a connection with someone that is purely based in innocence. It's most likely the person who you thought it was in your head. This is just one person. This is someone that is from your past or your past life. Okay? So really keep this in mind, Gemini. This is someone that is going to help develop the innocence. This is having that heart connection with someone. So really, really wait on that. It's going to be very powerful and it's going to be very positive. Despite whoever tells you they might be, you're going to know. So trust what you know. Cancer, the card that I have for you. Oh, Lil B is a sacred being? I didn't know he has a Pisces moon. He's a Jinchuriki like us. No wonder he's the based god. Okay. Shout out to Apollo Deity. I didn't know he was one of you. All right. Cancer. We have the card of Cancer, the Queen of Cups. One thing I love about Cancer is that they just have a love brimming from them. Like they could just sit with that love. And even though they hate you and they may want to stab you, they're going to be so frustrated because they still love you. It's like a mother's love. So the Queen of Cups, Cancer is saying that a lot of you Cancers are really going to feel that deeply fulfilled love. And it's going to come from your heart. So don't hold back the love you want to wash over someone, because no matter how much they may act, this person is lucky that you're in love with them. Allow yourself to be deeply in love with whoever you are. This person is lucky, okay, that you would even love them in the first place. So definitely keep this in mind. Really bring this out. Bring out that compassion. Not everyone's going to be as emotionally intelligent as you, but it's still something that you don't have to hold back. Leo. And it's important for you, Cancer, because sometimes you could feel like, am I doing too much? You're not doing too much, Cancer. Some people are just emotionally retarded, or that's not politically correct to say. So some people are just emotionally inept, and that should never take away from the skills. Like the emotions have intelligence, and we value mental intelligence, but not a lot of people are emotionally intelligent like you are. So here's what it is. Leo. Leo, we have the Lovers card. You see, Queen Daisy, you gotta trust me. I was like, follow that Lovers path. Follow that Lovers path. Leo, people are just gonna get horny as hell around you because Lilith is in your 5th house. Like, people are just gonna, people who never didn't even want sex, they're just gonna be like, hey, Leo. And it's like your North Node energy is just going to be bringing out the sexuality of everyone. You're just going to have a harem. So Leo, you want to have a harem of like concubines, whether they're men and women. Just be that king or queen, and you just have like a harem of people who are just like, all right, I think I want to have sex with you now. I think I want to. And see, this is where Leo can break the rules, because Leo has a heart connection with everyone. So they can have sex with anyone. This is why I said this sucks that Leo is teaching us this lesson, because they're gonna assume everyone has the heart connection. It's like, Leo, we're not on your level like that. You chill, like stop. Like, no. So you don't have to have a harem, but this is definitely talking about, this is in same number 6 like Gemini. So where Gemini has that more innocent love, you're gonna have that sexual sizzling. Bow chicka wow wow. Leos are lucky motherfuckers. They have the North Node in their sign. Like, destiny is bending to their will. It's like being Naruto. Like, Naruto's not going to lose that fight because the show is named after him. That's every Leo right now. All right. That's why I'm paying very close attention to the Leo King. Like, very close attention. Anyway, Virgo. Virgo, we got the Lovers too. I see how it is, Virgo. Virgo, this could be some twin flame love too. Moon in Virgo, rising Virgo. This is you getting caught off guard though. This is because Virgo has this kind of energy where it's like, is this person deserving of my bomb sex? Virgo has bomb sex when they want to. Is this person deserving of my bomb sex? I think you're just going to be liberal now. You're just going to be like, Virgo can be a little bit philanthropist with their sex. Virgo has a way of like keying out people who just haven't had enough sex. And Virgo and Sagittarius are the two signs that will give you pity sex. They'll just be like, oh, look at you. Look at your thirsty ass. Look at your thirsty ass. Come here and have sex with me. Don't tell anybody or I'll kill you, but come here and have sex. Like, I don't understand. It's like this, I've never seen anything like that. Cancer too will do so. They'll just feel bad. I'll be like, what? Like you'll ask Cancer or Virgo for sex, and they'll be like, no, I don't want to have sex with you. Your lips are ashy, you're whack, but I haven't had sex in 3 years. He'll just be like, Sagittarius will just be like, what? Like you're a starving kid, and they just have to take you in. Like, what? All right, after I have sex, I'm gonna kick you out. You're not staying, but come here. Like, what good Samaritan would I be if I let you just go sexless? What the hell? The hell is wrong with me? Libra, we have 10 of Pentacles, okay? Which is the same as Aries, very interestingly enough. Libra, this is talking about very powerfully you being in a position to also gain a lot of money. Aries is more tradition, okay? Aries is more tradition. Libra, you're just gonna get dough. Libra, you're just gonna get money. Like, some of you have like sugar daddies on sugar mamas. And if you're feeling guilty that people are tricking on you, don't feel guilty. You're an archangel. Like, people are supposed to give you money anyway. Like, you're not going to get this money from people tricking on you, but trust me, you're just going to get a lot of money very quickly. So good luck, Libra, and awesome. Good job. You worked for it anyway. Scorpio, you lazy queens and kings who don't want to lead this sexual revolution because you feel like it's not fair how Taurus is the only one who gets to be lazy and get away with it. I swear, Scorpio went on a tirade. Like, that whole thing turned into a 30-minute conversation about why it's not fair that Taurus gets to be the lazy one. All right, Taurus deserves to be lazy, but Scorpio, no. Okay, Scorpio can be lazy sometimes, but you don't be jealous of Taurus because they lazy as fuck. Don't be jealous of them. Taurus is the producer. They're allowed to be lazy. They work hard. They know how to work super hard. Okay, all right, Scorpio. Just because you feel like you don't have to do all that work, like giving away your secrets. The card we have for you is a 4 of Wands. So there's going to be a reward for you. There's going to be a serendipitous surprise. Some of you Scorpios think that your life is headed one way. The universe has just been playing you. The universe has legit just been like, oh, let's screw up Scorpio's life so that when we surprise them with their blessings, it's going to be like, yeah, because Scorpio, it has high standards. So Scorpio, a lot of you, like, if you, low-key, if the universe blessed you with what they blessed you with, I'm gonna be real, and I'm not allowed to say this for obvious reasons, but Scorpio, if you got blessed with those blessings, you'd have been like, yeah, I deserve this. I'm basically like one of the best, energies out here. It's not that impressive. So the universe was like, all right, let's just make Scorpio's life shit for 4 years so that when we bless them with this, it's going to seem like much needed. Universe is sinister. They're very sinister. So finally, you're going to get some really great news. It's all good, okay? Sagittarius. Oh my gosh, I want a taste of Venus and Scorpio so bad. I really want that Venus and Scorpio experience. Like, that I can feel. Like, oh my gosh. Or the 8th house. Like, the reason why I'm so into Capricorn is because they're in my 8th house. But Venus and Scorpio, you can feel that. Like, oh my god damn. And they don't reveal their intentions, so I can feel when they're obsessed with me too. And it's just like, could you just be honest? Like, come on. But they never will. They'll take those secrets to the grave. So it's like, whatever. And I've never ever tried a Venus and Scorpio yet, so I really want to. So it is what it is. Capricorn. No, Sagittarius. We have the Capricorn card, the Queen of Pentacles. So Sagittarius, there may be a very grounded queen who wants to structure your steps, wants to like help ground your ambitions. But really, Sagittarius, this is talking about you also bossing up. You're going to really gain a lot of money to nurture yourself, upgrade, if maybe, get a pedicure, you know what I'm saying? Do something that really, instead of spending like $10 on wine, drop $100 on one, really live it up. You know what I'm saying? This queen is going to be someone who really helps you. Some it could be romantic, some it could be a friend who really helps. So keep that in mind. Capricorn. We also have the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is going to talk about you being in a position just like Scorpio to unite. I feel like for you, Capricorn, this is going to be a reunion with the soulmate, an ex, someone that, or someone you're even with, someone that you celebrate your connection with. The Four of Wands could also talk about you moving in with someone and living with someone. So this is also very positive as well. So keep that in mind. Very serendipitous surprise coming in for you. Aquarius, the card that we have for you is the Cancer card, the Queen of Cups. So we got the same card for Aquarius, for Cancer. There could be a Cancer in your life, Aquarius, that, oh God, okay. Aquarius, you have someone in your life that has such deep feelings for you, but they know to express that would just, they wouldn't be able to express that in ways that doesn't make them feel more vulnerable that they want to feel. So I think you sense this, and what they're doing indirectly is opening your heart. So even though it's supposed to be the other way around, it's you feel the love for them, but you don't see it. It's deep, all right? You want to think that this person's obsessed with you, but they will never, they will take that secret to the grave. Like, okay, this is the Cancer woman, so it's that energy, but it's also telling you to be definitely very compassionate, all right? There we go. Brienne says, as a Cancer, I cannot express my love to my Aquarius man. Aquarius is the 8th house of Cancer. So just like as a Gemini, I'm obsessed with Capricorn. Cancers be low-key obsessed with Aqua. Even though, you know, Aquarius can be weird as fuck. Like, Cancer kind of digs that. So keep that in mind. This doesn't have to be a Cancer, though. So this is talking about you not being too detached and kind of stepping into your feelings. And Aquarius is actually, they can be very good with feelings, actually. That just lets you know why we just prioritize thoughts more. But yeah, it's most likely going to be a water sign, and Aquarius is going to be, this could be a woman that helps you really understand the dynamics of what's going on. Pisces. Pisces. All right, Pisces, before I pull your card, I'm going to troll your ass. I'm going to troll your ass, okay? What's up, Pisces? Because you just bringing in some legislations in the dream realm. Do you know Pisces kind of got together with Scorpio and pulled some shit to where you cannot access higher levels of the dream realm if you have not fulfilled certain karma? What's up, Pisces? Because you trying to do some behind the scenes moves in people's lives. You trying to like talk to certain people and make them feel like you're just like the string puppet puller, and you getting away with it. You're just extra super magical. I'm never gonna let that go. What's up, Pisces? Why you gotta be extra magical? Why you gotta be so psychic that you're gonna ask me a question you know the answer to? Like, I'm not fond of that. All right? Like, a Pisces will chill with me, and then they'll say something, and then my Gemini's like, yeah, let me get all analytical. Let me get all technical and tell them what it is. And then my Capricorn moon will be like, you know this Pisces is trolling you, right? You know they just want to play you and see how you're going to answer the question. And so that while you're explaining it to them, they're like, you're an idiot. I already know Gemini. Like, I just wanted to see how you're going to answer it. Okay, what's up, Pisces? Yes, I'm jelly. Yes, I'm jelly. Yes, I'm super jelly that y'all just super extra magical. I'm not going to pull your card. I don't have to pull your card. I have to, but it's like, what's up, Pisces? What's up, Pisces? Like, why are you just all super intuitive now with Neptune in your chart? Neptune on your sun, you know, you see very directly what's going on, but you want to play dumb. You cannot play dumb. You better leave the playing dumb to Gemini. Leave the playing dumb to Gemini. Because when I'm out here on the field and you play dumb better than me, that just teaches me I am dumb. I'm not playing dumb. I just am dumb. I don't want that luxury. Okay? You need to stop. You need to stop. You really need to stop. You really need to stop. Because not everyone sees. It's only Sagittarius that really be seeing. It's only Sagittarius that really be seeing, and then screw you too, Sagittarius, because then I'm like, yo, we need to put Pisces in check, but then Pisces will just tempt Sagittarius with sex, and then Sagittarius turns cope, and it's like, wow, Sag, I thought I could trust you, Sag. And then I go to Virgo, and Virgo is like, do not concern me with such childish affairs. And it's like, well, you know, I never depended on Virgo anyway to help, because even though they're perfect, they have more important stuff to do. So what's up, Pisces? What's up? Because you running shit right now. And it's not fair. It's not fair. You stay tempting people. You stay tempting people. It's not fair. It's really not fair, because you're magical. Like, I want to be magical. And if it was the other shoe and it was my position, I would be like, know your place. But now you're doing that to me, and you're justified, and I just can't have it. I just can't have it. So we have the judgment card, okay? Secrets are gonna be revealed, Pisces. You're just gonna be on everyone's shit. You're just gonna be like pulling the Pluto card, all right? Certain things that people thought they could hide. Trust me, there's certain Pisces that have screenshots, okay? Some of you slipped up and you said something to Pisces and you're like, it's all good. It's all good. They'll never say that. Pisces is just gonna reveal that screenshot to the world. Pisces is gonna be exposing people. Like, oh, let a nigga try me. I'ma send screenshots to his wifey. Ooh, Pisces is gonna be just like destroying marriages and relationships. Like, oh, you thought that employee was faithful? Screenshots. Oh, you thought that person was screenshots. Like, oh my gosh, like, you think Pisces has to be there? They won't even have like the screenshot. They'll just like expose the truth. Okay, so just letting y'all know. And the card that I have for everybody is the Sun. This is great. All right, so no matter what you're going through, no matter how like deep or dark your situation is, it's leading you on the path of enlightenment. It's all meant for your, some of you are confused. Some of you may be led into heartbreak. It's all positive. It's important to know this, because if you don't know this, you can look at it negatively. Don't worry. Your happiness is imminent. And this is all going to come in with the new moon eclipse. This is going to be a very explosive summer. A very explosive summer. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in the sexual ritual, there's a prerequisite. I don't advise you do this with someone that you don't know. This is really for people in relationships or married. This will jumpstart your marriage. This will actually change. I feel bad for those of you who are listening to this and you're not going to do it because you're missing out. All right. I've literally my Capricorn friend has tried this, and she said it worked. She wasn't able to do all 33 days because it's a challenge. It's a devotional. It's hard. This is a step above the 3-day ritual. So you're gonna find it's gonna be pretty hard to do 30 days because this is sacred sex. Can you do it if you're single? No. You have to. This is the real deal. Okay, so you have to do this with a partner. All right. If you're doing this same sex, I want you to still try it and let me know your results. But the formula for this is between the masculine and the feminine. Okay, so you might have to improvise. Thank you so much, Sarah Jane. Thank you so much, Sarah Jane. Much appreciated. If you're single, don't worry, because you're gonna know how to do this. And just knowing this is gonna help manifest a partner, and you just set the intention. So this is a sacred sexual ritual to align your energy sexually on all chakra levels so that you can both unlock the higher selves within you two. This is going to take advantage of all 4 elements. Okay, Aries will take your dick and not give it back. They're ruthless. Ruthless. Anyway, Ali Smith is like facts. So anyway, this is going to incorporate all 4 levels of existence: emotional, mental, sexual, which is soul, and spiritual. So regardless what you're gonna do, you want to start the first day. Make sure the first day you start this is special to you. It could be on a new moon, a full moon. It could be on a void moon. It could be on a balsamic phase. It doesn't matter. But just do not do this if you're not serious. This is the first part. You must be serious about this. Above all, you have to be serious, because when you do a ritual like this and you don't keep consistent, the energy that was building up is just gonna explode, and it's going to really cause destruction. So if you cannot commit to having sex with your partner for 33 days, okay, straight and consecutively, I wouldn't do this. What does this presuppose? This presupposes that you're planning the next 33 days out in the future to where you can commit 33 days in a row. And if you want to make it 11 or 22, it doesn't have to be 33. 33 is just a number I'm throwing out there. If some of you want to do 55. If some of you want to make it, see, the real ones are going to make this a part of their daily practice. Okay, but for those of you who want to do like 33 days standard, that is a master number, verified, just like 3 is a magic number, 33 is super magical. So you have to look at your calendar and make sure you can do this. No excuses, because don't think this is a devotional. This is a challenge. There are going to be some days where you're like, I don't feel like doing this. And you have to owe it to your partner and yourself to do this, because it's not about you anymore. This is about the connection. This is the Hyros Gamos that you're initiating, okay? Very important. Whenever I get married, this is going to be the first thing I do with my wife, like, period. So keep this in mind. No, having sex with yourself doesn't count, because this is a ritual. This is a hierogamy where you're going to really mend with your partner, and the repetition, you'll see, I'm not even going to say, like, you're going to see it. For those of you who are single, just stay tuned, because this information is still going to work. Don't feel like you can't ever experience this. Doesn't matter how old you are, like, anything is possible. So keep this in mind. You want to make sure, some people said during periods too, you want to make sure you're able to do this. That this is kind of where things get a little bit tricky, because for those of you who definitely experience this once a month, you know, your period, you're still going to have to try and work through that. This is where things get a little messy. So it is, it is what it is. But all right, once you are able to commit, like, if you're not serious about this, then don't do it. Don't do it. If you're not serious about this, don't do it. And it's just that simple. Okay. If you're pregnant, it should be easy. That's very true. So keep this in mind. If you want to do 11 days, the least number of days you want to do this for is 11. You do this for 11 days, you're straight. This, you know, the full potency is going to come after 33, but 11 days is good enough. That you might even just want to start with 11. All right, before you go back. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to start the ceremony. You're going to get with your partner. All right, and this has to be physical, as above, so below. So Tiki Guy says, what if it's just a spiritual connection? Well, can you have sex with that person spiritually? Maybe, but is it physical? The physical vessel is what's going to honor the Pisces and Virgo. So good question. So number 33 is crucial. 11 Amway knows what he's saying, or she's saying, so keep this in mind. As far as, like, if you're talking about life path number, my life path is 9. But yeah, so what you're going to start this ritual off with is a consecration. You're going to acknowledge this is sacred. The time you share, this is going to make sex sacred for you, for life. I swear, some of y'all think this is a joke, but you've never tried it. So you're only playing yourself. But for those of you who listen, like, this is going to change your life. For real. So start off with the intention. You say your intention, they say their intention. Whether you want a Grand Cherokee Jeep from this ritual, it will manifest. You won't even have to buy it. It'll just come to you. Or if you want a legacy of grandchildren, great-grandchildren, if you want improve you, there's no limit to what you want to manifest. You're going to use this sexual act to manifest your intent. A very great intent. 7 days is good too, Howard. 7 days is very good too. If you want to, a very good intent to manifest is an increased connection with my partner. One of the best intents to use this is to really bond. Because I'm not going to say all of the benefits of this, but one benefit, you do this for 33 days, you'll be so linked with your partner that you'll have telepathy. You don't have to say anything. You have telepathy. Some of you already have that with your partner without the ritual, but it's going to strengthen your telepathy. It's going to strengthen your manifestation power. You're both going to be like two bodies, but you're going to be shared. That person can be miles away. You're going to know what they're feeling and know what they're doing. So just letting you know, I advise 33 days. 11's good. 7's all right. 11 minimum, but you can do 7. I advise 33, but 22 would be cool too. So I didn't even know Travis dated Kylie. That's interesting, but he's savage. Anyway, the first step for each day, okay, for each day, what you're going to do, and if you're real, see, not everyone can do this because the true ritual is 33 days, day and night, when you wake up, before you go to bed. But not everyone is true devotee like that. So if you can at least do it once a day, you straight. Okay. What's going to occur now is you're going to start off by talking with each other. The way you start this ritual off, when you're ready to do day 1, day 2, day 3, first of all, you put your hands on each other's hearts, okay, and you put healing energy to each other. You could do this for at least 5 people. Spring B, what should single people do? Single people should find a partner to actually do this with. Like, this is something you can't do one. Like Scorpio, sex is next to Libra. It's next to the partnership. So you don't have to commit to finding someone you could do this with. And if you're serious about it, the universe will hook you up. If you're all like, well, I hope I find someone, then the universe is going to be like, well, I hope you find someone too. Like, that's just how manifestation works. All right. So thankfully, this is great. You have the power to manifest a partner as soon as now. So keep that in mind. The first step you want to do is to talk. Okay. Howard, do not do this with porn. Do this with a real partner. Like, do this with someone for real. And the whole point is to really feel, you know what I'm saying, this arousal. So the first thing you want to do is talk to that person. After you give each other the healing energy for at least 5 minutes, talk to them. You're now engaging the mental level. All right. First, you did the earth by grounding. Now you're engaging the mental level. As you sensually touch and cuddle, talk to this person. Talk about your day. Talk, mentally stimulate, even if it's small talk for now. Because what's going to happen is the first 11 days, especially for newer couples, this could be weird. You're still getting used to your energy sexually. By 33 days, you'll be so intimately like intertwined. It's just gonna be so easy. Okay, so I did Southern Flight Boss flights. So what's going to happen is, and this works. Like, trust me, I'm not just out here saying it. So once you engage mentally, then what you're going to do is start to get emotional. And you get emotional by sharing your feelings. This is one of the most important parts of this ritual. After you mentally connect, and you don't have to really feel something until it's mental. After you mentally connect, okay, is vulnerabilities. You're going to really express what you love about each other. This is where stuff gets deep. You don't have to share like vulnerable secrets, but share your deep feelings for that person. Shower that person with affection. Shower that person. Say, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Really get emotional. All those feelings you hold back for your partner because of your ego, because of your pride, share them. This is the time you want to let them know. And you're doing it right if you feel vulnerable. Vulnerability is so beautiful. And of course, it will cut out during this point. So if I need to say it again, I will. But after the mental connection, you go emotional. Cry during sex, you go squirting. That's amazing. So D, I feel you. But when you do this right, it doesn't have to be corny. Okay, it doesn't have to be corny. It's going to be something very valuable because that's why it has to be with someone you're with. If you're doing this with someone you just met, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really going to get as emotionally vulnerable as someone you've been married to or dating for years, to where you're comfortable with this. This is where the trust comes in. After you do this emotional stuff, and some of you, this emotional stuff, like Queen, it can make you laugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this could be a very happy part because you're very strong in your emotionals, your emotions, right? Emotionals. So the next part is where things get fun. After you've gotten vulnerable, after you've kind of done all this, you dance, put on some music, and party. Carry those feelings of love. This is the hard part. You have to carry that mental connection. You have to carry that emotional connection, and now get passionate together. Laugh, have fun. And this is not going to be easy for some of you. Some of you are going to come back from work very pissed off, and the last thing you're going to feel like doing is doing this ritual. The last thing you're going to feel like doing is dancing, and you have to take all that away. Once you do this ritual, everything, you have to leave all that by the door. Okay? It's just like the principles of an assassin. A true assassin knows that when you're ready to kill someone, a true killer, all right, like, you have to leave all that out the door. A true killer does not kill someone with the passion of emotion. When they're ready to kill someone, their heart and their mind is still. They don't hate the person. They don't love the person. Kill someone with anger in your heart, that's not pure, right? Not that I would know anything about being an assassin. But yes, after you do this fire, after you now evoked all four elements, then you get sexual. And the whole point is getting hype. If you have a lot of fire energy, this will be cool. If you're an avatar and you have four elements, this will be cool. You might have to make up for where your partner lacks. Maybe your partner has a lot of earth, so they'll be good with the central, but they don't have a lot of fire. So you might have to make up with that for the passion, right? So it's all good. Over the 33 days, you're going to learn how to bring this out. You're going to find that maybe day 2, you're a little shy with your partner, but day 20, it's easy for you to get, you know, very emotional and very passionate. So this has consecutive quality to it. And then that's when you get sexual. This is when you start to really do extensive foreplay. You start to really touch each other. You start to get each other aroused. Trust me, when you get aroused sexually, after connecting mentally, sensually, emotionally, and passionately, all right, and then you get sexual, you're going to start to feel that alchemy. Some of you are going to start to feel vibrations, like 11, I am going to write a book. It's in my destiny too, but I'm just waiting until I'm like in my 30s because I'm lazy as hell. Like, I'm so lazy I can't sit down and write. If I would, I'd be a bestseller by now. But I'm going to wait until like I'm in my 30s to where I like have the mental fortitude to like sit down and write like a 300-page book. But I mean, if I did it by now, to be out. But yes, this is where you start getting sexual. Then once you get into the act of sex, you can do it for as long as you want, all right? And you want to think of your intentions. KBS, I have not done this personally. I've experimented with this, but I'm waiting for someone that I truly connect with. The reason why I know this works is because I know this works. And I've had somebody do this with a partner that they were with. The partner that they were with wasn't even someone that they've known forever, okay? It was someone that they didn't know that well, and it was still very potent because they did it every day. And stuff started to manifest quick for them. And spiritual interference, because what's going to happen is once you get to like day 11 and stuff manifests quick and everything's moving, you're going to get spiritual interference off the wazoo. Now your partner's going to come late from work. You know what I'm saying? Stuff is going to happen that makes it very hard for you to have sex because you're going to see the spiritual work that's being done. If you're doing this right, once you get sexual, you're going to feel the vibrations. All right. You're going to really feel the energy. And then as you have the sex, think of the intent. Think of the intent to love that person. And that's it. After you have the sex, close it out. Bow to each other. Namaste. Honor the goddess and God within each other. Honor the hierogamy that has taken place, and then close out the session with a prayer, close out the session with meditation. This is where I've just given you the rubric. I've just given you the steps. You can litter the steps of yes, KB. You can smoke weed. You can drink. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you do it in moderation. You can litter the stuff with your flavoring. If you want to add in some stuff to the steps I've made, go ahead. Because what you and your partner want to do is make it your own special thing. I'm just kind of giving you this, right? So however long you should do this is up to you. The length is up to you, but I'm just giving you the steps. Very good question. Don't feel like you have to do this super long. Just as long as you do the steps, all right? And this is real magic, all right? And do this if you're really about this. This is going to let you know who's really devoted and who's not, okay? This is why I say don't ever be with someone who will not pray with you every day, okay? No, your ancestors cannot have sex for you, Allie. You have to have sex for yourself. Oh my God. But regardless, you know what I'm saying? Like, really keep this in mind, because if you're really about this, this is a prayer with your partner. You're not just having sex. The whole point of this is to take your mind out of thinking this is a physical act and add ceremony and ritual to this, so it could be very, very sacred, because sex is sacred, and some people get it and some people don't get it, and it is what it is. So if you're seriously about this, you're gonna do it day and night. And it's not gonna be about the pleasure that you gain from this. It's devotional. Devotion requires sacrifice. And until this is devotional to you, that's when you're really gonna gain the spiritual element. All right, once you get to day 22, day 33, you're gonna see angels, you're gonna see energies, you're gonna see auras, because you're both using your human bodies to facilitate all of this, okay? If your bae is dead, that's not your bae then. I don't feel so, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might need to get a different bae, unless you're into necromancy and you're trying to like resurrect their corpse. I hate to be that blunt, but yeah, my friend, so really keep this in mind. The card that I have for this is the Hangman. Study the Hangman. It's the surrender card. It's the initiation card. It's the card of Neptune. This is devotion. Spiritual devotion is the Hangman. So you're going to have to just know that once you engage in this, my friends, you know, the music, of course, you use will be key. Make sure it has heavy Pisces in it and some Scorpio. So this is the one excuse to, you know, get your Drake on, get your Janae on. All right. So it is what it is. So or some classics. They don't have to be contemporary. So that's more or less the ritual. I swear to goodness, like, can anyone commit to do it? I'm single, so I can't really do this, but can anyone who can do this commit to doing this for 33 days? Email me your progress so that I can also use this. Like, I've only had one person give me their testimonial. I want more testimonials. Let me know. This isn't the type of stuff I would vlog and let the world do. Like, let me keep that secret, y'all. Keep that secret. But never kiss and tell. Never have sex with someone and tell others you had sex with them. That is a no-no. That's not just like a social soul file. That's like disrespecting spirit. Like, there's a reason why it's in the hidden house. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But yes, someone do this for 33 days who can. Shannon Southard. Really, the peacedealer@gmail.com. Let me know your progress. If you have any questions about it, feel free to shoot me an email about your experience. I will. I swear to goodness, some of you don't know how great you have it. Some of you have partners right now who you can convince to do this. And if you do, you should do this. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Don't just listen to this and be like, oh, that's a good idea. Do it. It'll change your life. Even if you just test it out for the first 3 days. Okay, 3 is a magic number. Test out 3 days. See how it changes your whole life. And take it seriously. Don't do it half-hearted. If you do it half-heartedly, then your results are going to be half-hearted. If you do this like full-heartedly, your results are going to be the Chariot. This is the Ascension card. So just letting you know, a lot of you are wanting to evolve to the next level. You need that sex. You need that sexual partner. It's not the sex. It's the love, the heart connection that you both have. So, oh my God, Allie Smith. I have to hold back tears of laughter. You know when something's so funny, you don't even just laugh. You're just like, So it is what it is. Shia LaBeouf, just do it. Don't let your dreams just be dreams. Some of you, that's the block. You're not really taking that work, because this is work. This is devotional work. If you treat this as pleasure, like, oh, this feels good, you're not getting out of it. This is spiritual work. So don't say you haven't been told. And thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you get that webinar that we're gonna do pretty soon. And I love y'all. And until next time.